Joining us now, a man who is friends with Blaine Fowler and also a good friend of ours here in Studio B, Jeff Judkins, the head coach of BYU women's basketball and the star of Jammin' with Juddy. Welcome back,
man.
Coach.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It really is. Long time.
How's your summer going?
It's gone too fast. Recruiting and camps and trying to get away, and it's been a busy summer. I've had 3 players on my team get married.
Holy cow, that's a lot of receptions for you.
That's a lot of receptions.
a lot of wedding gifts.
Yeah, wedding gifts, standing in line. But it's been exciting, and we had a young lady get baptized over the weekend, Savannah Irwin. So it's been a busy summer. It's been a great summer, and I think I'm ready to get going. I'm excited for school. When football starts, school's coming, and we're excited for what's going on with our season next year.
From a basketball standpoint, what is this time of year like where, you're still not into the season? What are you wanting to see from your players during this time of the year?
Well, they really try to get stronger by lifting because they don't have to practice as many hours, and try to work on their own game. Try to work on things that we talked about at the end of the season. Some of the players listen and some of them don't. It's the way kids are, children, you got to figure that. But work on those things. And then, of course, we get, which is nice, they've changed the rule. We get to work them out 2 hours a week for 8 weeks. And so, but it's been so hard because of scheduling the gym. That's why our new practice facility is going to be awesome, because then we won't have these problems. You schedule when you want to schedule, and you can kind of go around the athlete. Now we're going around the scheduling at BYU, and it's a little bit harder. But, a lot of players, this is where they get better. They work on it, they get better in their game, and they come in, and especially freshmen. The freshman year, Amanda and Alohi, Eternity, they're all kind of, this is a new deal, and now they had the whole summer to prepare, and you see a really good change.
Your team with Amanda Wayman and Alohi Robbins-Hardy and Lexi Eaton coming back will play in a newly renovated Marriott Center. The practice facility still a year away.
It'll be nice.
But with the new video boards going in and the all-blue lower seats, what are you seeing? Do you have carte blanche to go in there and look at things with a hard hat?
I haven't had time to go look at it. My son works up in the Marriott, and he says it's coming along. It's getting there. And, I personally, I'm really excited about it. I think to get all one-color seats and have more room, leg room for tall guys, that leg room in the Marriott was bad.
That's important for you.
Yeah, it's important. I always had to get an end seat in the devotionals and the games. But I just think that, and then, of course, the scoreboard. I'm really excited about the new scoreboard, and it'll really bring a lot of excitement to our game. And, I just think we're in the right direction. I'm really happy with what's going on with what BYU's doing right now.
I think it's interesting because I don't know if a lot of people think of it this way, but renovations to the Marriott Center and building the practice courts and the annex, all of that stuff shows a commitment. And as a coach, that's got to be great to be able to have that type of backing from the administration.
It is. It's like recruiting right now. I'm telling all the recruits, hey, you're going to be in a practice facility, show them pictures of it. You're going to have your own deal. We got the new scoreboard. All of these things, and there's no question it attracts. If I have a girl from another state, and she's pulled us on the website, looked at all the stuff, and is really excited about what's happening at BYU, and so it makes it better.
Jammin' with Juddy in August. We are unveiling the non-conference schedule now for BYU women's hoops, and after a brief look, Coach, you've loaded things up.
Oh boy!
The RPI thanks you at Oklahoma, at Colorado State. Neutral sites against Georgia, Texas A&M. I mean, these are national powerhouse teams. What do you like most about your non-conference schedule upcoming?
Well, it's going to be a big challenge. I don't know if I overscheduled. You look at your team and you're scheduling 2 years in advance, and but I think we got an opportunity. We're playing a couple teams on neutral sites, which makes it a little bit easier. We got to go to Oklahoma, which they'll be ranked in the top 10 probably at the start of the year. It'll be a tough place, but we match up well with them. And then, of course, next year they come here, so we're excited about that. There's no really, we were told in our conference meetings to try to boost up your RPI, and that's what I'm doing. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for us with Oklahoma, Georgia, Texas A&M. You know, we might even play Penn State in that tournament over Thanksgiving. Utah's going to be better. They got a new coach. You know, it was the Pacific. She's going to up-tempo it. Weber State will be a lot better, you know, and we got to go up there and play them. So it's going to be, you know, a really hard schedule, and hopefully we can do real well in it.
Why only the 3 home games for non-conference? You looking to rack up the frequent flyer miles, heading out on the road so much?
You know what's really hard, JC. It's people just don't want to play us, you know, and it's so hard to get home and home unless you want to go 2 for 1 or you want to pay them, and it's just getting harder. It's getting harder and harder. And so, you know, tell you the truth, I'd like to have, of my 11 games, I'd like to have 5 at home and 4 on the road and then 2 at a neutral side. That's the perfect scenario. But it just sometimes doesn't happen that way. And I do have a veteran team, so I feel a little bit better with it, you know, with 3 returning starters. And then, of course, signing one of the best junior college players in the country is going to really help.
Looking at the chronological order of this schedule, a couple of exhibition games in early November, one against Oregon, a Pac-12 opponent. That'll be in Las Vegas. You open up the home schedule against Utah Valley before going on the road at Oklahoma, at Colorado State, and then home to Utah State. But the road trips to tournaments in Los Angeles, and then you come home and turn right around and go back out to Hawaii.
Yeah.
How do you think your team, with who's coming back, will handle being on the road essentially from Thanksgiving until all the way to the middle part of December?
Well, you have to be careful, and what I mean by that is when October's coming, I've got to be careful. I can't overwork them, and I got to make sure they catch up in their academics. Hawaii's a kind of little different thing because we have so many players from Hawaii. It's kind of a home thing and the families and all that. But you know, we're doing something a little bit different than we've done in the past in Hawaii. We're not catching the red-eye flight coming home. We're going to come home on Sunday morning so that we kind of don't get our whole system kind of fouled up. It's not hard for Kylie because she's used to it, but the rest of my team, we struggled with that a little bit. The trip we're going to California, it's really a pretty easy trip. It's only, you know, I mean, last year, people don't realize this. Last year, the South Dakota State game took us more time than flying to Hawaii. People don't realize that.
And it was brutally cold. It was hard to get there.
Freezing. And, you know, it was hard. It was getting off 3 planes, you know, 3 stops.
Good grief.
You know, and for Hawaii, it's 1. You just get on the plane and you get off. So it's not as bad. But, you know, I have to be really careful with it. And I just have to make sure that my players are kind of head with school and with everything else.
All right, I want to tap into your coaching skills here, but I want to ask you a football question. Now, Tanner Mangum, the backup quarterback for the Cougars, getting high praise. Bronco Mendenhall talked about how much he loved him. Robert and I talked about it, giving him high praise. But I think everybody's hoping that he has a full year to learn under Taysom Hill, and that means Taysom is healthy all season. As a coach, what differences do you see from a player who's had that opportunity to sit back, learn before being thrust into the limelight, and those that, for one reason or another, are put in and that may not actually have that?
Well, I think the best scenario is what you said. Hopefully Hill stays healthy because he's the best player, not just on BYU's team, but he might be one of the best players in the country. So you want your best player to play all the time, and that would give Tanner an opportunity to learn from him and really see situations and hopefully get in some games. It kind of was like with what I had. I had Haley Steed, who was our best player, and I had Kylie, who was sitting behind her as a freshman. And I didn't want to redshirt Kylie because if Haley went down, I needed to have her, and I also wanted her to get a few minutes, and it paid off. So I think it's kind of the same with the football. I mean, I'm hoping that Hill stays healthy, that he's a little bit smarter, doesn't run all the time, and takes a knee, realizes that he needs to play. And then Tanner, I know Tanner personally, I know his family, and he's going to be a good one. I mean, you just tell. You know, you just see he's confident. He came here for a reason. He's done the right things. He went on a mission. He's paid his dues. He'll be ready to go. And every good team, Look at Ohio State. The third-string quarterback takes them to a national champion. You got to have a good backup. You got to have a good backup at quarterback because it happens. Somebody gets hurt or whatever. And I think he's ready. I think he's ready for it. And Hill looks like he's in great shape. Just looking at this, I haven't watched practice yet. I'm probably going to go over there and sneak it, watch a little bit. But I'm excited for him because, you know, he's a fun guy to watch, and he's got a lot of energy.
Jeff Judkins with us on BYU Sports Nation. We just unveiled the non-conference women's basketball schedule. We will tweet out that full schedule on our BYU Sports Nation account. So check out that for specific dates and times. They've loaded up, and he just gave us his opinion on Taysom Hill and Tanner Mangum, which I am 100% in agreement. I would love to see Tanner Mangum play the fourth quarter of a few games and maybe some extended action against Wagner when BYU's up by 50 points. But other than that, let's keep Taysom on the field, man.
I think we need to keep him on there. I think that's a big key for him. And, you know, he does so much. You know, he's not just a great player, he's a leader. You know, and people, that's hard.
Teammates respond to that.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's like, you know, Tom Brady is a great player, but he's a leader. You know, Rodgers is the same. You know, it's just the quarterback position is kind of that position that they just have to control it. And I think BYU's, I mean, we think we have a tough schedule. They got a tough one too, and it's going to be exciting. If they can pull these out, they're going to be right in the hunt. That's what they want.
Great stuff with Jeff Judkins. Coach, good to have you back in
Thanks,
Studio
man.
B.
It's good to be here.
Let's not wait so long again.
Okay, let's don't wait. I hear you.